is gay. I couldn't stop myself from thinking like they put a female pilot in this, and like kind of an odd thing to do. Kind of an odd thing to do when you think about like literally like immediately. Maybe my brain is super broken, but when I see female pilot, or female in the fucking military, I think like sexual assault happening, and all of the times, and like the numerous investigations that were not conducted, surprisingly, on things of that matter. It's just true though. Like it's literally, it is a gigantic fucking issue. It is literally a gigantic issue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like you're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck do you mean?" No, like literally, it is a gigantic fucking issue in the military, and specifically like in the Air Force and the Navy. Like it is definitely a huge problem. So yeah, it was hard for me to I don't know. It was hard for me to not see that. And not think of that for, when I was. Yeah, when I saw the female pilot during the new Top Gun, the characters kept making haha women jokes a little bit. More women were assaulted than soldiers killed in Afghanistan. I'm a vet from the army, and every woman I know served experienced sexual assault. Yeah. Yeah, and it happens on the bases. It happens on the military bases. It happens in action. It happens in combat. It's like a actual thing. But yeah. The fact that I'm not surprised by it is so sad. Like, anyway, kind of a weird statistic to compare, don't you think? Wait, what? Why is that a weird statistic to compare, you fucking weirdo? Sexual assault in the military is a gigantic problem across the board, but it's certainly an additionally big problem for the rape of the deaths. No, I understand. No, it's not a weird statistic because, like, when you think about it, one is like combat fatalities. The other is like not even supposed to happen at all. So no, it's not that weird of a statistic to compare. It's an extremely normal thing to compare, as a matter of fact. It's like when you compare the statistics of children dying to fucking gunfire in school shootings, and the number of children that have died in schools to gunfire than school shootings being higher than the number of police officers who have died on the line of duty to gunfire. Okay? One needs to be 0. The other one can be at least more than 1, right? Because that's like a part of your job. So yes. But so you thought this because you saw a woman? My immediate mind went to, what kind of fucking propaganda are they doing about like the military being so habitable and hospitable and great for women without making it like even reference to it whatsoever, especially considering that there was someone in a fucking military base that literally got raped and murdered, and then their body was hidden by a presiding like officer. I forget the name of the I forget the name of the fucking I forget the name of the victim, but like that happened not that long ago. Also, it continues to happen. So yeah. And then they'll just like fucking turn around and say it was a suicide and shit. So yes, it is a gigantic fucking problem in the military, where on top of the already like existing problems in the military, that is about its structure and the way that it exists. So yes, I did think about that. Yeah, Vanessa Guillen was murdered, banished from Fort Hood, where she was stationed and worked as a small arms and artillery repairer. Her burned and dismembered remains were found on June 30th, 2020, about 26 miles away near Belton, Texas, on the Leon River. So lots of murders end up suspiciously happening at Fort Hood. Texas. So yeah. But yeah, her search led to more bodies being found. Anyway, so the point is that you know, there's obviously a lot of problems with the military across the board. And this is one of those things. This is one of the things that they are like kind of whitewashing. How the hell did you talk about Top Gun for an hour and not mention Jennifer Connelly once? I will get to it. So, actually, great take, great question. Jennifer Connelly, oh my god, Jennifer Connelly, wild. I mean, she's 51 years old. What a beautiful person. What an incredible beauty. Holy shit. I know it's a weird segue right after what I just talked about, but like, god damn it, it needs to be said. Respect. Straight up, Jennifer Connelly, respect. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, the difference between Tom Cruise, like people always say, like, look at Tom Cruise, like he's 50, he's almost 60 years old, and like look at how great he looks for 60. Like there's this photo which is like pretty fucked up, I think. I mean, kind of sad for this person, you know what I mean? I don't know who that is, but like there's this, but then you have Jennifer fucking Connelly, which looks significantly better than Tom Cruise. Like significantly better than Tom Cruise. Straight the fuck up. So it was she looked dope. How do you talk about Top Gun for an hour and not talk about how Jennifer C serves the top of the hour ad break even harder? Well, it's not even top of the hour yet. Dude, it's Pride. Why aren't you mentioning Lady Gaga's song she wrote for the movie? That's literally all I know about it. I don't know. What did she write for the movie? I didn't see that part. I don't remember that. Anyway, so yeah, that was my take on Top Gun. First movie was like way gayer. There's this like weird thing where they're just like making things not as gay anymore, like the Riddler. They de-yassified the Riddler, and they basically de-yassified Top Gun as well. Why would you show me this? Do you want me to stop streaming? Is that why? Like on this Saturday morning, you just want me to not stream, huh? That's it. That's like, you want me to fucking end the broadcast early? Who the fuck is Aaron Piper, dude? Who the fuck is Aaron Piper, bro? Aaron Julio Manuel Piper Barbero is a Spanish actor known in the Netflix teenage drama Elite. 25 years old. That dude. It's done. It's over. The dream is dead, boys. The dream is dead. Actually jealous? No, I'm not jealous. I just like unfollowed Dua Lipa on every platform for reasons unrelated to what you just showed me. Incel arc begins. Yeah. Aaron Piper was making out with FKA Twigs. I don't know who this person is. Anyway. So, yeah. That was those are my takes. But like I said, here is Quentin Tarantino talking about the original Top Gun.
What's it really about? What genre does it take? What like the spine? The spine. Like
Crazy, go back. You missed the ending. No, I did see it. The sword fight part. Yeah. No, but look at this. It's important. Stop, dude. I don't want to see this. Why are you doing this? Why are you showing me this? Will you be playing Mario Strikers, mate? Well, let me tell you something, mate. I've been playing Mario Strikers. I've been playing it. I've been playing Mario Strikers all morning. That's right. I fucking downloaded the. I downloaded the. What do you call it? The demo, and it's a lot of fun actually. Without us, yes. Without you. Is the SRA as cringe as the NRA? Some of the branches are, yes, but not all of them. But yeah, okay. Bill's take on gun control is like a little weird, you know, a little odd, but it's all good. I think overall, good energy on there. I do agree with what he is saying. It's so important to be civil with the people who value their consumer goods over the lives of children. Yeah, never forget that this conversation is not really about like the constitutional, constitutionally protected God-given rights or anything like that. This conversation isn't actually about. This conversation isn't actually about like, you know, standing up to tyranny with your weapon. This conversation exclusively is around inconveniencing people who want to fuck and suck their guns. They're gun perverts. They want to fuck their guns. They want to suck their guns. And they want to be able to buy as many guns as possible and as many rounds of ammo as possible. They can fantasize about like how this commodity that they're consuming is actually allowing them to stand up to a tyrannical government. They can fantasize about how this is going to, you know, make them sicker and sexier and cooler. They can fantasize about all that shit, but ultimately it's just about inconveniencing them. And they would rather have more babies murdered in schools than be inconvenienced when they're purchasing their 11th fucking rifle, okay? That's it. That's straight up the fucking real reason. Like, I am not a person who's saying, like, ban every fucking weapon, okay? Ban all the weapons. I like shooting guns. I think it's great. I think it's a lot of fun, okay? And I totally understand if you're living in a fucking super rural area, like, why you would need to have access to weapons, too. Like, I understand why you would need to have access to weapons if you want to go hunting, okay? I understand, like, thinking that competitive shooting is fun and going to the gun range and shooting guns. I get all of that. But you can do all of that while also advocating for common sense gun regulation, okay? That's it. Common sense gun regulation can go hand in hand with all that. You're a fucking freak. And you just don't want to be inconvenienced. Like, there's no part of the Constitution that's like, you should be able to get a fucking AR-15 in a week without, like, any sort of significant fucking checks. Wait, hold on. Is it to fend off the 30 to 50 feral hogs? Yes. That's the only thing. Hunting you? Really, chat? Lel. Don't need an assault rifle to hunt or fend off animals? No, the only reason why you have an AR-15 is because you play fucking video games or you watch them in movies and you think they're fucking sick to shoot, okay? That's it. They're fun, they look cool as fuck, and they're fun as fuck to shoot. That is straight up the only reason why you have an AR-15. It provides no utility in fucking home defense. It provides no utility in fucking hunting animals, okay? Literally, that's it. It's sexy, it's customizable, and that's precise, and it's super easy to shoot, and it's super fun to shoot because of that. And because it's super customizable, the gun manufacturers make a shitload of money off of it, okay? It looks cool and it's customizable. That is it. No, don't let anyone ever tell you that the AR-15 is a valuable tool for home defense. Don't let anybody ever tell you that the AR-15 is actually good for hunting. It's not. It's literally not. The 5.56 bullets are also incredibly expensive. It's not for sporting. It's not for anything other than just shooting, okay? The tool of the AR-15, the goal of the AR-15 is to be able to use a semi-automatic long barrel weapon that can, you know, basically blow through multiple fucking dudes with ease, okay? Easy to fucking shoot, low recoil, no kickback. Basically, you're able to fucking kill with a magazine that could take at least 30. You can kill multiple people with ease. That's it. You are not getting attacked by a death squad, okay? No death squad is coming to your home. And even in that situation, the best thing to do is, if you want to use a gun for home defense, a shotgun is significantly better. A pistol is significantly better. Ultimately, these are much better weapons. Every fucking person who is like an actual gun person will openly admit this to you. It's just marketing. AR-15 is just marketing, okay? It's marketing because it is incredibly popular. It's incredibly popular because it's easy to shoot and fun as fuck to shoot. And you also see it in all the movies, different versions of it in all the fucking movies, and that's it. As a biologist and hunter, the AR is only good for killing. Invasive species like hogs are one of the only small reasons to have it, but even then it doesn't need to be privately owned. Yeah, I mean, invasive species like 30 to 50 feral hogs. Just like the top of the hour ad break is the best way to avoid, or just like a subscription is the best way to avoid the top of the hour ad break, right? Like, if you want to avoid the feral hogs, you got to get on your fucking, you got to get on your helicopter with your AR-15 like Pigman and Ted Nugent and shoot down as many fucking feral hogs as possible. These are invasive species, okay? Just like conflating. Oh, dude, I love this take. Big fan of yours, but all those statements are wrong, man. What about Ukraine? People don't think they need weapons of war until they actually do. What's up, dude? Are you going to fucking kill cops? Are you going to murder cops, brother? Is that what you're saying? Are you going to murder military members? When the tyrannical government comes for you, who do you think is going to come for you? It's the cops. Are you saying that right now? Is that what your take is? That you're going to go out with your AR-15 and murder cops and military members when the tyrannical government's coming for you? Is that your take? What about Ukraine? That's what you're saying. Also, the reason for Ukraine's success currently against Russia is not necessarily AR-15s, brother. It's not. Let me tell you what it is. It's javelins. Do you want javelins? Do you think the Second Amendment should protect you against drone warfare? Do you think the Second Amendment means you should get Bayraktars in the form of drones? Is that what you think? Because that's what's helping Ukraine right now. It's not the fucking small arms that's helping Ukraine. It's the javelins. It's the Bayraktars. It is the artillery that Canada is sending. It's the artillery that America is sending. So unless you are advocating for that level of warfare, considering that warfare has advanced since fucking Vietnam War, you know what I mean? And unless you are openly stating that you are interested in murdering police officers and murdering fucking soldiers when they come knocking down your door, as it is like literally a fucking as it is a tyrannical government now, then don't talk to me about that shit. AR-15s are used to eradicate the biggest invasive species in North America. Americans? Yeah, that's true. The other kind of hog. Anyway, but the top of the hour subscription, or the $5 a month, or the free subscription in the form of a Twitch Prime, is used to eradicate the other invasive species, the top of the hour ad break. Thank you, Selton MacLeod, for the 8 gifted subs, which will allow 8 people to no longer see the ads as well. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. What country is a threat to the USA the same way Russia is a threat to Ukraine? No country. No country can come near the United States. Anyway. Do you have any further takes? I want to hear your takes now. Now that I mentioned, you said, what about Ukraine? Do you understand? Or do you recognize the flaw in your way of thinking? I wonder. Anyway. The same people who fantasize about repelling a government takeover are the same ones advocating to militarize the police force. Oh yeah, this is it. Pigman. This is what I was referencing. Johnny Depp's a piece of shit. Yes. Okay. And that's what fucking riles up the incels. Like, I don't think Johnny Depp is like a perfect person. He is also a piece of shit. Do I think that Johnny Depp hit Amber Heard? As I said already, according to the conflicting testimony from his own fucking team with respect to like what Johnny Depp has personally said about his actions in the past, yes, Johnny Depp did hit Amber Heard. But do I also think that Amber Heard lied about being bruised and being brutalized by Johnny Depp? Yes, I do think that. But people think that I only acquired that information by looking at like right-wing agitprop or whatever the fuck. No, I think Johnny Depp personally was also abused by Amber Heard. Holy shit, why do people bait you into repeating the same shit for the 80th time? I don't know. I've said it so many fucking times. You can find videos where I've talked about this over and over again. I don't know why. I just don't know why people. I mean, I do know why. People want to fucking make it about someone that is accessible. That's it. That's the only reason. You're never going to fucking get to Asmongold. You're never going to get to XQC. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They will never respond to you. They will just ban you and fucking move on as the rest of their fucking chat justifiably makes fun of you. Okay? And because you know you can't say that shit there, you come in here and you take advantage of my good nature. You come in here and you take advantage of me being a leftist to come in here and have me repeat the same take over and over again so you can maybe fucking cut a soundbite and turn around and be like, oh yeah, look at this fucking piece of shit. And you know why they do that, so why you fell to their nonsense? They're looking for an inconsistency? Yeah, there is no inconsistency, though. So let's take a look at what the Legal Eagle had to say about this verdict.
We have a verdict in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case.
Now, I'll just say this much straight up. As a content creator on the internet, my analysis on the situation is going to revolve around the negative feedback and the backlash that you receive. Even if you go against the grain being that like Johnny Depp is a infallible, perfect human being who was abused by the tyrant and abusive psycho Amber Heard, obviously. Like if you don't say that, people will come up your ass and destroy you, okay? So while I do think that the Legal Eagle, given what he had said in the past about this case and given what he liked on Twitter and given what his opinion is, as a person with like a little bit of fucking legal knowledge, you know, a lot more than the average person, might not actually show his true perspective in this circumstance. He will probably take the most centrist position he can. I'm just going to say it. Maybe it's not the case, but we can take a look at it.
And like
quickly.
everything in the trial itself.
But part of it is literally because, you know, people are unreasonable and psychotic about this case on the internet. And they are also betraying the you know, seriousness of the case by behaving in the way that they are behaving.
It's controversial. The jury ruled in favor of Johnny Depp in his libel suit against Amber Heard. Depp sued his former wife for writing about being a domestic abuse victim because he said he never abused her. The jury awarded Depp $15 million in damages, $10 million in compensatory damages, and $5 million in punitive damages. The jury also ruled in favor of Amber Heard on one of her counterclaims against Depp. She alleged that Depp directed a smear campaign against her, having his ex-lawyer saying she fabricated the evidence of her abuse. The jury awarded her $2 million in compensatory damages and nothing in punitives. So at the end of the day, they both win. Hooray! No, but seriously, how can they both have defamed each other? Let's dig into this verdict. Now, first of all, and I hate that I have to say this, no one is going to jail. This is a civil case, and no one is guilty. People are liable in a civil case. They are not guilty or not guilty, despite what some putative law professor has said. This is a civil trial. There's no guilt.
Wait, what?
Despite
Very odd development. The judge sent back the jury to fill out the form damages. It is not clear why that would be the case unless they found defamation. Otherwise, it seems odd to force a jury to state damages without finding of guilt.
What some putative law professor has
Depp
said.
was only found guilty for the statement of his agent. The jury also received any punitive award for that agent with the reduction. Depp can walk away with $10,300,000. Again, the court can consider a reduction of the award
Civil
under
trial.
remitter.
There's no guilt involved. Now, in fairness, about half the states do have a criminal defamation statute, including Virginia, but this is not one of those cases. It's just two people suing each other. The state is not involved. But as you probably know, here we have two public figures suing each other for defamation, and when you have celebrities, you generally have a higher standard of proof to make your claim. The law makes it difficult for public people to win a defamation suit, even if a published story contains inaccuracies. In order for a public figure to win, the jury has to find that the defendant made statements about them with actual malice. Actual malice means knowledge of the falsity, or at a minimum, a reckless disregard for the truth of the statements. It has nothing to do with animosity. Now, as you probably know, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post that contained these sentences. Quote, "Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. And, quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse." Now, Johnny Depp challenged these sentences and also the headline written by the Washington Post itself. Quote, "Amber Heard, I spoke up about sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change." Depp sued Heard, alleging these sentences were defamatory. And during closing arguments, Heard's lawyer told the jury that if they believe Depp abused her even one time, that he cannot prove defamation.
If Amber was abused by Mr. Depp even one time, then she wins.
Now, during deliberations, the jury had to evaluate the evidence that they heard over the
Like, if that's the case, then, like, you know, this is a false fucking, this is a 5 male, 2 female jury that was not sequestered. One of the fucking jurors quite literally said that his wife texted him, stating what, like that Amber Heard was a psycho. He mentioned that and was still allowed to stay on the jury, and that is the reason why. The deliberation went the way it did. Right. The verdict in and of itself, considering that there was mutual abuse from my point of view, okay, and not just my point of view, but my point of view that is backed by the marriage counselor that was one of the most reliable fucking expert witnesses that offered expert testimony, plus also their professional analysis on the situation, implies that Johnny Depp also fucking hit Amber Heard. His own words imply that he hit Amber Heard, which is why it was part of the reason why this was a shocking fucking verdict. Do I think that Johnny Depp was still the primary victim of abuse in this circumstance? Yes, I do. That's why I always said 30-70, 30-70, 30% Johnny Depp, 70% Amber Heard. Now, implication does not equal proof. Dog, it's not the implication. It is quite literally Johnny Depp's own words of him being a monster and admitting it and apologizing for it. If you can recognize that Amber Heard admitted on a phone conversation to Johnny Depp that he hit him, but like didn't hit him that hard and he was a pussy, then you should be able to understand the exact same fucking thing, okay? You should be able to understand the exact same thing on the other side, unless there's some other motivating reasons. You're just scared to say it's 50-50? No, because I don't think it's 50-50. Because the reason why I don't think it's 50-50 is because there was only one party that according to, again, their marriage counselor, according to their couples counselor who testified on the fucking stand, was trying to routinely keep the arguments going and would escalate to a form of physical violence. Did not shy away from that escalation. Okay? He never said he hit her, though. Saying he was a monster doesn't mean equals I hit her. No, the people that were there were apologizing for his behavior. Come on, guys. You're huffing on fucking copium. Like, you're literally huffing on fucking copium, okay? If you think that Johnny Depp didn't hit Amber Heard, didn't kick Amber Heard on the fucking private jet. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't even care about Johnny Depp being like, let's burn this fucking cunt or whatever the fuck in text messages. Like, he's obviously at that point really fucking pissed off, and this is like past the relationship ending. This is like in a situation where he's like, fuck this person, she ruined my fucking life. That's what he's texting to his friends. I'm not even talking about that shit, okay? I am basically talking about him. Why would Amber take pics from 2013? Did she make this plan in 2013? Just shot. Yeah, like there are instances where like Amber Heard did actually fucking get there is truth to what Amber Heard was saying, okay? But also there was also a lot of lies that Amber Heard told on the stand, okay? Conflicting testimony with respect to like actual expert witness, or not expert witnesses, but like people even on Amber Heard's side. Given the severity of the abuse that she was accusing Johnny Depp of committing, and also the conflicting evidence that came out from like the people that were involved, not the people that were directly involved, but people that like saw Amber Heard, including the fucking medical professional that's her fucking friend. It's really hard to come to that point that it's really hard to believe what she's saying, that like she actually was fucking brutalized so severely that her nose broke and that, you know, she had 2 black eyes and shit like that. Okay? So that paired up with how bad her fucking legal team was, paired up with how much people love Johnny Depp, created this situation where like she lost a fucking 100% almost impossible to lose defamation case. Okay? I have repeated this so many times. It's so crazy.
6-week trial and apply the jury instructions given to them by the judge. With Depp's defamation claims, they were looking at instruction C, which you can see here. So the jury had to decide whether Heard made or republished any of these statements. These were false statements, whether they harmed his reputation, and whether Amber Heard acted with actual malice. They answered yes. Yes, she said or republished these words. Yes, they were false, and yes, they hurt his reputation. The jury likely decided everything that Amber Heard said about abuse was false and that she did it with reckless disregard for the truth. And as a result, Johnny Depp sustained about $15 million in damages, $10 million in compensatory damages, which is meant to compensate him for the damage that he actually suffered, as well as $5 million in punitives, that is to punish Amber Heard for her statements. Now the judge cut the punitives down to $350,000, bringing the total to $10.35 million. Now those are obviously large numbers, but it kind of makes sense in the context of Johnny Depp. He is a famous movie star, and he alleges, probably truthfully, that these allegations have really hurt his career and hurt his ability to make millions and millions of dollars. So it's entirely possible that he lost $10 million as a result of the statements that Amber Heard made against him. And given the general nature of Heard's statements, the fact that the jury found in Depp's favor probably means that the jury likely didn't believe any of Heard's substantive claims of abuse. Now, some have argued that Heard got a raw deal because her column did not mention Depp by name. But Depp successfully argued that it was an example of what's called defamation by implication, because,
by the way, that is also fucking bullshit. Like, bro, come on. You were talking about Johnny Depp. Obviously, you were talking about fucking Johnny Depp, dude. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're not making a broader point about, like, sexual harassment or sexual violence and the way that you're mistreated, or the way that, like, victims are mistreated, just because you didn't mention Johnny Depp by fucking name. But where you're very obviously mentioning Johnny Depp. Like that, and then she also literally admitted it in court too, so it doesn't matter. Unless she was like, yeah, I'm talking about Elon and James Franco, which that's not the case. No one fucking thinks that Elon Musk or James Franco sexually abused her or abused her in any capacity. She never actually came out against them, you know what I mean?
parts of the column referred to the allegations of abuse that she made against him following their breakup in 2016. And it's probably fair to say that the general public knew about Heard's connection to Depp, and that they would have assumed that the allegations made in the op-ed referred to Depp because of that connection, and that she was directing those statements at Johnny Depp. And there's plenty of law on this.
I don't trust the person who's friends with tons of abusers, in my opinion, law. Bro, they're in Hollywood. What are you talking about? I mean, I agree with you, but like, both parties are friends with tons of abusers by nature of their job, okay? Like, there is not a person in Hollywood that's like, oh man, I have no friends that are abusers. Like, what? What do you mean, dude? You're in Hollywood. Hello? Like, it's just like, good luck. Good luck finding a person that is not a pedophile or abuser if you're in this industry.
This is not unusual for a defamation by implication case. And that takes us to Amber Heard's counterclaims. You'd think that if Heard defamed Depp, then they would dismiss Heard's claims and that would be the end of the story. But what fun would that be? As you know, the jury also found that Depp defamed Heard, but it looks like that relates to a statement only tangentially related to the main abuse statements. Now, after Depp sued Heard in 2021, she filed a counterclaim against him. She said that Depp directed his ex-lawyer, Adam Waldman, to make defamatory statements about her, including these three. Statement A, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and a shield depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Statement B, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first step didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed up the place, got their stories straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. Statement C, quote, we have reached the beginning of the end of Miss Heard's abuse hoax against Mr. Depp. And the jury reviewed the evidence and, with respect to at least one of these statements, believed that that was the case. Specifically, they decided that statement B...
It's such a weird centrist take, by the way, because like they really fucking fired off. They really fired off on the tiniest bit of like counter as like wow, that's defamation. while simultaneously like overlooking, I think, in my opinion, credible fucking accusations that Amber Heard was making. Okay? In the broader majority of like the Amber Heard trial, in most of the circumstances, in the instances, if you especially pair it up with like testimony from people that work with Johnny Depp, but testimony from people that work with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, when you look at situations like that, it's very hard to see Amber Heard as a credible witness to her own victimization, to her own abuse, right? But there were instances where like she was demonstrably, in my opinion, credible. Okay? Like, come on. Especially the private jet incident, okay? But when you are so bad at I'm not talking about the sexual abuse. I'm talking about physical. Okay? But when you are talking about, is Hasanabi pro Amber Heard I just joined little? No. But when you're talking about like 14 incidents and some of them, like the most credible, supposedly the ones that have to be the most credible are the most incredible and hard to believe. Yeah, you're gonna lose credibility with the jurors. You know? That's because you're a simp. Especially when paired up with your fucking horrible team of lawyers.
The long paragraph about a specific incident was false. The main facts about that incident were relayed to the jury by Heard and her friends, the very same people that the jury found had completely made up things in order to hurt Depp. Now, we'll need to hear from the jury to understand exactly what they were thinking, but we can presume that the jury
Hassan is the most misogynistic streamer on Twitch? Yes, I am.
Evidence and concluded that Amber Heard and her friends didn't orchestrate an abuse hoax on that occasion. Maybe they didn't spill wine or rough up the place. They didn't work with a lawyer or publicist. They might not have gotten their stories straight. If this is what the jury meant, then they could be claiming that the underlying incident is still based on a lie, but that Heard orchestrated the lie in a different way, or that she was lying about other things and not this thing. But at the end of the day, the jury awarded $2 million to Heard for this particular falsity. These same jurors probably found that she acted with actual malice in concocting a hoax that included fake bruises and fake tears and fake claims, and thus statements A and C were therefore not defamatory, only statement B, which referred to a very specific tangential incident. So both Depp and Heard were awarded compensatory damages. These are things that are meant to compensate a plaintiff to be in the same position that they would be if they weren't injured. Things like financial losses, medical bills, lost income, and reduced earning potential. And a damage award can also consider non-monetary losses as well, like emotional pain or physical pain, loss of companionship. All of those would be considered compensatory damages. But Johnny Depp was awarded punitive damages as well, which are designed to warn others and punish this particular defendant. They are assessed when a jury wants to punish someone who acted totally outside the bounds of appropriate conduct. And they're only available in Virginia if the defendant has acted wantonly, oppressively, or with such malice as to evince a spirit of malice or criminal indifference to civil obligations. But in Virginia, punitive damages are capped at $350,000 by statute. Now, the jury found that Amber Heard had defamed Johnny Depp and that her conduct satisfied the very high standard for punitive damages. Now, they awarded him a lot of money, $5 million in punitive damages, but the judge reduced that damages award to $350,000 as required by statute. Now, the jury wouldn't have known that going into deliberations. That's to make sure that they don't...
I really hate this case because, like... I hate this case because I feel like it brought out the worst in both sides. Like, I hate it because, like, people will say, like, oh, both sides five-head, like, you're centrist, whatever. But, like, it really did, dude. It made so many people on the left come across, like, incredibly fucking out of touch with reality. It made so many people on, obviously, Johnny Depp's side be even more pathological and more misogynistic than they actually fucking were originally. But, like, holy shit, dude. Like, everyone is just unironically like, no, this is my thing. Okay? This is my thing. I have this opinion. I have a very strong opinion on this matter, and fuck you if you don't agree with it when it's a circumstance that is so fucking not black and white. Or at the very least, if you're going to say black and white, like it's a situation where, like, yeah, both parties conducted some level of fucking abusive behavior. It kills me. It kills me when it's like, it kills me especially because, like, Amber Heard's testimony across the board is perfect. Okay? It's literally perfect. If only a couple fucking things were different, like other witnesses involved in the relationship, other people that were around in this duration, it's literally perfect. It would be perfectly aligned with the experiences that so many people go through, so many women go through. Okay? What I mean by that is, and I will describe to you. No, stop saying what and question marking. I'm going to explain it to you. Abuse in relationships, and think about it from the perspective of Johnny Depp. Okay, if you're on Johnny Depp's side in this situation, you will recognize that abuse is usually invisible. Okay, abuse is usually invisible. It's not very easy to see. Plenty of domestic abuse victims hide their abuse. They put makeup on. They blame themselves. Okay. That is the reality, which is precisely why this becomes an incredibly complex situation to analyze. Okay? And that goes for women and men. Okay? That goes for women and men. Do you understand? People routinely fucking stay in abusive relationships. They hide their injuries. They lie to their fucking friends. They don't fucking set up they don't try to set evidence up for the future when you do have an inevitable abuse case or anything like that. People hide it for the most part. Okay? Which is why in a he said, she said situation, which is why the reason why so many people are even if they're credible fucking domestic abuse victims right now, they're terrified of coming out and saying anything about it. Okay? Because even if they are actual victims of abuse, even if they're legitimate victims of abuse, there are so many underlying systemic hurdles to overcome. Okay? There are so many underlying systemic hurdles to overcome, and it's ultimately very difficult to prove. The cops ultimately are not very good at dealing with abuse instances. Okay? They're not very good at that. They're not good at dealing with domestic violence, notoriously. Right? Which is why I say, for so many people who are victims of abuse or so many people who are woke, they look at Amber Heard and refuse to see anything but a victim. They refuse to see Amber Heard as anyone but a victim because it corresponds so perfectly with real victims and everything we've learned about the Me Too movement and everything we've tried to push for to unlearn with respect to the Me Too movement. The believe women concept revolves around not immediately believing women across the board in the way that reactionaries say. It doesn't mean that women are incapable of telling a lie. It just means don't reflexively disbelieve women. Why was this a necessity? Why was there this kind of attitude shift? Why were people pushing for this? Because automatically people would reflexively disbelieve women. And they still do. There are plenty of people who still do. Right? So I do understand why so many people are no, Amber Heard was a victim. She was a perfect victim, and Johnny Depp fucking destroyed her, and you're a piece of shit. You're a misogynist for fucking even mentioning that Johnny Depp was abused, and everything is slanted against women in this system. Because everything is slanted against women in this system. That systemic reality is true, okay? Everything is slanted against victims in general in this system. And more often than not, it's at least women in the hands of men, right? But having said that, the inverse of that can happen. And in my opinion, in this situation at least, there is enough evidence to show that the inverse of that did happen to a certain degree. Johnny Depp was not a perfect victim in this circumstance. He also was abusive as well. He was toxic. He was emotional. He was a wreck. He was going in and out of addiction issues that were made worse ultimately by the shitty relationship that he was in. Okay? And by the end of the relationship, he tried to get away from this relationship, and it got even worse every time he tried to get away. Okay? He's a fucking annoying theater kid, which is ultimately, something that you also need to, I think, factor in. I'm sorry, Johnny Depp simps. I don't think he's very cool guy, but that doesn't change the reality that I do believe he was a victim of domestic abuse and domestic violence in the hands of Amber Heard. Okay? That's the reason why it's very difficult to have like a completely one-sided approach. Okay, it's incredibly difficult to have a one-sided approach. In my opinion, it's disingenuous to have a one-sided Amber Heard is in the right or Johnny Depp is in the right approach to this. And that's why I always go back to the marriage counselor, the relationship counselor, the therapist that gave her testimony in the beginning of the trial, claiming that there was mutual abuse in this relationship. Okay. And that Amber Heard kept amping it up throughout the relationship and would not shy away from escalating to physical acts in an effort to keep Johnny Depp in the relationship and also in the altercation, in the conversation. And that was also perfectly collaborated or corroborated by Amber Heard's own fucking testimony, her own statements on record, on phone conversations, where she admitted to hitting Johnny Depp, where she basically gaslit Johnny Depp by saying no one will believe you. Okay? You're underestimating how many people already know this, Haas. You're not right as you think you are on this. It happened to a further degree, Hassan. What? I don't know what you mean by this. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, okay? I'm not like, this is a really fucking unique and really complex situation that everybody has incredibly strong opinions on. Maybe this is a fucked up take, but I think she shouldn't have come forward with her story. Some relationships are complex, toxic in a way that can't be easily boiled down into a narrative, but maybe victims disagree with that. Yeah, my take is, dude, if you're gonna beat up, how many times are you wrong a day? I don't know, dude. The only time I'm right is when I'm fucking clapping your mother's ass cheeks at night when she says, "You are so right for fucking me so hard." Might get a lot wrong, but that's the one thing I get right. Also, you're grounded. Take a minute off. I'm your stepfather, but also the father that stepped up. Anyway, what I was trying to say is this. If you have abused your partner, okay, but then you go on a conquest to say that you are the sole victim in this toxic, abusive relationship, and you unload into, you use the media and you write fucking articles and shit, like you basically get ahead of the narrative, you get ahead of the curve and be like, yo, you are literally like, that my partner was the abusive one. I was not, certainly. And it comes out that is not the case. Yeah, you're going to get fucked. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. If you fucking write about how like you're a victim of domestic violence and abuse in the hands of your abusive partner, and you go and you defend the son in the United Kingdom in a fucking court case that's like not even directly about you, okay? And you do all of that, and then you turn around and write an article for the fucking Guardian about how you're like a victim, your sole victim of domestic abuse, and then there's plenty of people who are like, hold on, that's not the case actually. Like, you were pretty fucking shitty. You were pretty shitty, and you did all this shit. And then even people on your side who were supposed to be on your side are like, well, I didn't actually see any bruises in this circumstance. Like, I'm a medical professional. Then yeah, you're going to not look credible on the stand. What the fuck are you doing? And people don't actually want to, I don't know, people don't actually want to see that. But of course, there's a lot of turfs and swerfs involved in the Amber Heard side too. I'm sorry to say this. Maybe some people are male feminists, female feminists, like people who are just like really overboard with the narrative that like completely have been like, there's no way in any case that like a man as cringy and as toxic and as fucking silly as Johnny Depp could not be an abuser. He's friends with fucking Marilyn Manson after all, who is also an abuser, right? Like, there's no way. It sounds great. And then on the other hand, you have like someone like Amber Heard, who is a woman. Okay, she's a bisexual woman. She probably did get fucking abused. Like, come on, it's very, very real. I mean, look, and then you jump on this fucking bandwagon, or you jump on this narrative, and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm totally 100% on the side of Amber Heard. And anyone who's like even questioning this main narrative, questioning this media narrative, is like actually a fucking violent, meninist, misogynist piece of shit. are forgetting the fact that like Amber Heard is literally friends with Barry Weiss and is dating like Eve Barlow and some of the worst fucking weirdos on the internet. Like, the fuck are you doing? Elon Musk. I mean, come on, dude. Anyway, let's continue.
Shift all of the punitive damages into the compensatory
James
damages
Franco.
award. But after the verdict was reached, the judge capped the amount that was required by law. Tangentially, you might also hear lawyers referring to the State Farm standard, where punitive damages are capped as a matter of constitutional law. That's a Supreme Court case. That doesn't apply here. There was a specific statute in Virginia that limited punitive damages to $350,000. That doesn't really implicate the State Farm Supreme Court case. That being said, after the
Johnny Depp's text calling her a whore and slut lines up with her claims that he constantly accused her of cheating. Oh, dude, I agree with that. Wait, what do you mean? I never said that. I don't think Johnny Depp like fucking thought that she was a whore and like accused her of cheating on him and stuff. No, I'm not saying Johnny Depp's a good guy, dude. What the fuck? No, he's a fucking freak, dude. Shut up. But you don't have to be a fucking good guy to also be domestically abused, okay? Well, what the fuck? Oh my lord, dude. Y'all are fucking crazy. I swear to God. He's not a good person. He's not. Johnny Depp is not a good person, okay? He's not. I know a lot of you want to believe that because, you know, Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't think Johnny Depp thinks he's a good person, okay? Like, I don't think Johnny Depp agrees with you. When you can turn around and be like, oh man, I love Sauvage or whatever fucking cologne company for like staying along with Johnny Depp because he's such a good person. Oh my God, whatever. But like, no, I don't think even Johnny Depp believes he's a fucking good person. I think he's a piece of shit and he recognizes that he's a piece of shit. Okay? Anyway, I don't know. I just like I'm the biggest piece of shit ultimately because I'm giving you the top of the hour ad break 13 minutes into the top of the hour and telling you that if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Right as a hype train is happening too. Now, of course, you can also avoid those ads by subscribing or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. But if you're not lucky, then you can make your own luck. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. That way you can get one free Prime subscription a month. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. He is not a good person. Have you seen how many Make-A-Wish visits he has made or how he treats his fans? Dude, you are so fucking delirious and delusional, dude. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Half of those Make-A-Wish things are literally just so you feel this way, you fucking dumbass. Also, you can be like a nice person to fucking cancer kids who love you and your fans who love you, okay? And then still be a piece of shit in your personal life. Oh my fucking lord. Dude, what is happening, dude? Whoa, Jesus Christ.
The punitive damages were capped. Johnny Depp was entitled.
I feel like we're trying to have like a serious conversation about defamation, a serious conversation about domestic abuse, a serious conversation about the complex interpersonal relationships between two fucking narcissists who are toxic to one another and shitty to one another. And then there are people who are like, no, actually, this has nothing to do with anything. This is everything to do with how much I love Johnny Depp as a manicured person, as like how much I love Johnny Depp by analyzing the output that was basically targeted towards me to feel the way I do about Johnny Depp. Okay? Like, this is not a conversation about you. You're just like a dick rider for Johnny Depp, which is fine, I guess. Okay? Yeah, Kevin Spacey visits children at Atlanta hospital. Yeah, dude, love Kevin Spacey. Good guy. You know, he's done some good things. He's done a lot of charity. You know, I love Elon Musk. He's a great guy. Does so much charity. I love Jeffrey Bezos, dude. Such a good guy. He does so much charity. You know? Good guy.
doesn't really implicate the State Farm Supreme Court case. That being said, after the punitive damages were capped, Johnny Depp was entitled to $10.35 million. Though Amber Heard was awarded $2 million in compensatory damages related to the Statement B that we just talked about, netting Johnny Depp $8.35 million at the end of the day. So what's next? Can Johnny Depp sue the Washington Post? Well, sure, but it's incredibly unlikely that he'd win. You can sue anyone for anything at any time, but there's no reason to believe that the Washington Post would have known of the falsity of the statements. And on top of that, the Washington Post simply published Amber Heard's article. The only part of the article that was written by the Washington Post was the headline, Amber Heard, I spoke up about sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, which more or less summarizes the things that Amber Heard actually said. So good luck proving knowledge of falsity or recklessness with respect to the truth by the Washington Post itself. Though given that the article is still online, Depp might sue for an injunction to take that article down. But by that same token, could Amber Heard sue the ACLU? The Washington Post published Heard's op-ed, but the ACLU helped her write it. Heard had promised to
I think one of the sussiest parts about this is the ACLU, and I say this as like someone who's donated to them a lot. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what are you doing? You're the ACLU, and you're like helping someone write a fucking op-ed like this. You're not even doing your due diligence. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What are you doing?
donate $7 million from her divorce settlement to two charities, including the ACLU, and so far, she's only paid the ACLU part of that money. Could she claim that they did a bad job of ghostwriting the op-ed? Maybe negligence? Well, again, you can sue anyone for anything at any time. Sure, this is theoretically possible, but it would be extremely complicated and probably doomed, though more tenuous arguments have been made. Maybe Heard will use it to try and claw back some of her donation. Who knows? Complete speculation. But what about an appeal of the jury's verdict? Amber Heard has vowed to appeal, and even though Depp was also found to have defamed Heard, Depp was not surprisingly very pleased with the verdict. Depp said that Heard's op-ed changed his whole life in the blink of an eye, but that the jury had given his life back. Now, Heard was not pleased with the verdict and said that she was heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. However, there is a really interesting wrinkle with respect to Amber Heard's potential appeal. Virginia law section 16.1-107 states, quote, no appeals shall be allowed unless and until the party applying for the same or someone for him shall give bond in an amount and with sufficient surety approved by the judge or by his clerk, if there is one, or in an amount sufficient to satisfy the judgment of the court. So in other words, for Amber Heard to be able to appeal, she has to post a bond for the entire amount of the judgment, millions of dollars. And that's no fun. And although people talk about what precedent this verdict sets, what lawyers mean by precedent is different from how regular people often use that word. In the law, precedent is set by published judicial opinions. Legally speaking, jury verdicts don't set any precedent whatsoever. You can't cite to the Amber Heard case and hope that some other jury or judge will follow it. But if the case goes up on appeal and there is a written opinion, that opinion would have precedential effect, which is one reason
I'll be back.
Potentially the parties might settle before the appeal is completed. They might just do it to get rid of uncertainty with what the Court of Appeal might or might not do. But no doubt, when this case goes up on appeal, you should read about it in today's sponsor, Morning Brew, because that's my favorite way to catch up with pop culture and the news. I've actually been subscribed to Morning Brew for forever. It's one of my absolute favorite newsletters, and I'm thrilled to tell you why. Because Morning Brew, if you didn't already know, is a free daily newsletter delivered Monday through Sunday. It gets you up to speed on business, finance, tech, and law in just 5 minutes. And it provides a fantastic quick survey of the most important issues while being witty, irreverent, and informative. And did I mention it's completely free? This week, I learned all about why my stocks are going down. And then I learned more about why my stocks are going down. And oh my God, why are my stocks going down so much? But I also learned about NFT insider trading at OpenSea, US inflation, and the Great American Lifeguard shortage. It's basically exactly the mix of news that I'm actually interested in and stuff I didn't even know that I wanted to know about. And it's all written in a hilarious style. Morning Brew is one of the few emails that I actually open every day. So Legal Eagles, this one is a complete no-brainer. Morning Brew is completely free and it takes less than 15 seconds to subscribe. Just click on the link that's on screen right now or in the description to get Morning Brew for free. And not only will you get a newsletter that you'll actually read, you'll actually help this channel too. So click on the link below to get Morning Brew right away. And while you're at it, click on this link with all of my other legal videos. So click on this link or I'll see you in court.
The fuck? Is he threatening to sue us, dude? I just missed the ad. Streamer avoided the ads. Yeah, whatever, dude. You can avoid the ads by subscribing. Is that what he says at the end of all of his videos? Oh, I'll see you in court.